Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Iskandar Shah bin Ishaq, Lecturer of Professional Engineering Practice and all my fellow friends to this presentation. We are from Group 1, are very excited about today's topic. Before we continue to our presentation, I would like to introduce our team members. First, Mr. Hafiz Al-Azad bin Syed Muhammad is our team leader. Me, Muhammad Helmi bin Hussein, Muhammad Azri bin Ishaq, Muhammad Daniel bin Muhammad Ropi, and the last one, Muhammad Haris Farhan bin Muhammad Ajmer. So the main topic we would like to present is, will engineers serve as better leaders? Before that, let's take a look what is the meaning of leadership. Leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to influence and guide followers or other members of an organization. Leadership involves making sound and sometimes difficult decisions, creating and articulating a clear vision, establishing achievable goals, and providing followers with the knowledge and tools necessary to achieve those goals. Leaders are found and required in most aspects of society, from business to politics to region to community-based organization. An effective leader possesses the following characteristics such as self-confidence, strong communication and management skills, creative and innovative thinking, perseverance in the face of failure, willingness to take risks, openness to change, and level-headedness and reactiveness in time of crisis. Effective leader will become a great leader, whereas good leaders give communication, motivation, leadership, and more to help the team succeed. So, how important is communication and motivation? Good leaders enable the organization to succeed by assisting team members to thrive, while leaders may have a significant difficulty in assisting a team in reaching its full potential. Communication and motivation can help. Matching employees to tasks they enjoy and succeed can make a significant impact in a team's productivity. Another important component is motivation. Finding out what motivates each team member and offering that motivation may encourage everyone to give it their utmost. Communication is critical at all stages of a project, either before, during, and after the project. A team must be aware of not only the project requirements, but also the milestone that will signal progress. We know that communication skills are often more crucial than technical skills for engineering leaders. That's why great leaders believe in themselves and their employees, but they also admit to making mistakes. Taking responsibility for mistakes and apologizing as needed can help leaders win team members' trust and respect. Meanwhile, denying responsibility when they do make mistakes, on the other hand, can backfire and lead to a loss of credibility. Leaders must have the right mix of education, skill, and experience to deliver excellent engineering leadership. All above are all above are the parts of what a great leader should be. So back to our main topic. Will engineers serve as better leaders? Our next presenter, Mr. Daniel, will be speaking about the topic. Thank you.
Will engineers serve as a better leader? Yes, we agree. Engineer can be a better leader because of their rule of practice and professional obligation. As we know, engineering is compulsory in everyday life, and engineers are expected to show the highest standard of honesty and integrity. One of the characteristics to be a good leader is awareness of other people and environment, safety, and well-being. The first rule of practice by engineers are they shall put highest priority regarding safety, health, and welfare of the public. If the decision is overruled under circumstances that will endanger life or property, they need to notify their superior or client and such other authority as may be appropriate. Engineers also approve documents that are in conformity with applicable standard and not reveal any confidential data or information without prior consent from higher up. This shows that leaders should not make important decisions on their own without consulting with client, authority, or any expert person. Second rule, engineers perform services only in the area of their competence. Everyday tasks they took shall be related to their study or experience in order to make sure the task is done by a qualified person. Engineer will not sign off any plans or document unrelated to them, not prepared by them, and not under their control. But some exception in some case, like project engineer or lead engineer, they need to accept the assignment or task and were given responsibility to coordinate the entire project, which is not in their competence. For this kind of situation, he can sign off the document after each technical segment has been reviewed by the respective qualified engineer in his team, working as a team and compensating for each other's weaknesses is a strong point need in leadership. The third rule is engineer shall issue public statement only in objective and truthful manners. It means that any professional report, statement, or testimony must include all relevant and appropriate information to show their integrity in work. This characteristic can give good example to the engineer subordinate about the importance of a honest and truthful working attitude. Thank you, and I will pass to the next person.
My name is Muhammad Azali Reza, so I will explain about the next points. Okay. So first point, the next point is great leader have a good personal attitude. So a leader should have a good personal attitude or pleasant personal attitude, that because in the team they will see a leader as a role model. So because if the role model have a bad attitude, they will affect the whole team. So the pleasant personal attitude, and a leader should have a pleasant personal attitude and establish positive relationship with others, because an engineer or as a human being conduct far beyond a sphere just personal morality to provide direction for conduct in all aspects of professional life. So when an engineer become a leader, they will understand more about how to interact with his team, and yet to be able to explain regarding the engineering code ethics. It's not just about the engineering code ethic. The leader also can explain the awareness and safety welfare in much more detail, because as an engineer before who has specialized in technical and practical knowledge, it will be more easier to interact and explain to others about the awareness, safety, wellness, and not attempting to injure the professional reputation, prospective or employment of engineer, whether maliciously or falsely, directly or indirectly. So for example, engineer who suspect other and engaging in unethical or unlawful behavior should report this to appropriate authorities, that who will then take appropriate action, not just keep quiet, keep it to themselves. No, they need to report to appropriate authorities. So in other example, engineer in private practice are not permit to access the work of another engineer for the same customer unless the other engineer concerns or the engineer linked to the job has been end. So for engineers who working for the government, industry or education have the right to analyze and evaluate the work of other engineers when their job require it. So another example is when engineers working in sales or manufacturing are also allowed to perform engineering comparison between represented product or product from other suppliers. So when formerly engineer became a leader, it will easier to explain this to the whole team, because maybe some of the team do not know about this thing, and it will make easier a leader to explain it, because before this a leader also as an engineer. Because a leader was an engineer before becoming a leader, it is most easier for him to give credit where the credit is due for engineering effort and acknowledge the proprietary interests of others. Others will feel appreciate as a result. Okay, because before this he's an engineer, he know what engineer does, right? What the engineer have to pull off and go through. So when a leader acknowledge that, so the team will be feel appreciate and will feel enjoy when working together with the reliable leader. A reliable leader also will make the whole team put trust on him. So when the whole team trusts a leader, so it is more easier to a leader to monitor that whenever possible, name the person or people who may be individually responsible for design, invention, writing or other accomplishment will be present. An engineer who use design supplied by a client acknowledge that the design remain the client property and may not be duplicated by an engineer. Additionally, before conducting work or other in which the engineer may make change, plans, drawing, innovation or other record that may justify copyright or patents, the engineer should enter into a positive ownership agreement. So engineer also should only refer to an employer work in design, data, record and notes. As it is the employer property, the engineer should be compensated if the knowledge used for purpose other than what it was intended for. So when the whole team trust the leader, so it will make easier to a leader to monitor and control the whole team to flow and not make mistake. So it's easier for a leader to monitor and give advice to the whole team where they should repair themselves. So that's all for me. So I will pass to another presenter to explain at another point. Okay, thank you.
Hello. Okay, now I would like to present my slide. For the first point, as an engineer, there is supposed to be and act between the employer or the client as a faithful agent or trustees. It means that all engineers should know and try to disclose all of the potential conflict of interest that might happen and influence their decision-making process of quality of their work. In the real world, there are also many bribes occurring on a daily basis that are also included within the engineering sectors. So, as an engineer, we should not have tried to receive or give compensation, financial or for service pertaining to the same project unless it has been given permission or already has some sort of understanding between two parties. The engineers also should have not solicited or accepted any financial or other items that might be connected directly and indirectly from outside or inside connection with the work that they are responsible with. Uh, for the For the next one is as an engineer in the public service, we also will act as a member and advisor or as an employee of the governmental and quasi-governmental body should not associate and participate in the decision with respect to the service. Engineers should hold the highest integrity in their work so that we can be a role models. So accepting a contract from governmental body or which the officer of the organization as a member show that they have no ethics. For the next point, as an engineer, we must avoid deceptive act. This means that to deceive people is a bad thing. So as an engineer, we should not do that. Engineers should not cheat and make the qualification or approve the misinterpretation of their associate qualification. They should also not exaggerate their responsibility of the subject before the actual assignment. For example, like a brochure. This method will make the engineer mispresent pertinent facts of themselves, employers, or past accomplishment. Engineers also should not be given out, offered, receive, either directly or indirectly, any contribution to influence the award of a contract by public authority, which it may cause the award to be falsely given by influencing them. Any gift or present that have been given in order to get the job also is prohibited and against the law. For the last point, the most important thing, engineers must be guided in all of their relation with integrity. The most important aspect of an engineer is integrity. So engineers have to be guided in all of their relation by the highest standards of honesty and integrity. First, engineers need to acknowledge their mistake and not to change or alter the facts. Secondly, engineers are supposed to be advised their client or employers when they think that the project will not make it. Thirdly, engineers need to notify their employer before accepting any job outside of their company or even not to accept at all. Fourth, engineer should not attract an engineer from another company to join with the wrong concept. Fifth, engineers should not go on strike or any other aggressive action. Lastly, engineers must not promote their own interest in the name of integrity. That's all from me. So my friend will continue for the next slide. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum Doctor and fellow friends. I will continue my point. So, a leader also has a right to speak about the work one does by maintaining confidentiality and can receive external recognition. An engineer, as a leader, has a right to the recognition of one's work and accomplishment. A leader also has right to speak about the work one does by maintaining confidentiality and can receive external recognitions. The right for internal recognition, which includes patents, promotion, raises, and etc., along with a fair remuneration, are also a part of it. The fulfillment of right to recognition motivates the employee to be a trustful member of the organization, which also benefits the employer. This makes the employee morally bound, which enhance the ethically nature to be abide by the professional ethics. The right to privacy refers to the right having a private life of the job. It is the right to control the access to and use of information about oneself. The example of a situation where the function of employees conflict the rights of employee will be when the job-related queries or any other test conduct in a job includes questions relating to the personal life such as alcohol usage or sexual conduct. The instance when a leader unlocks and checks the desk of his subordinate in his absence, or when the management questions about his likes, dislikes on social media. Regarding his personal opinion when it has nothing to do with the company, engineer also has a leader should be the relationship with their employees concerning confidentiality that cannot break the trust. The personal information in such case is given based on the special professional relation and trust. Engineer with a leadership can have honesty without integrity, but he or she cannot have integrity without honesty. So honesty is the basis for maintaining integrity of conduct, as integrity means having a moral character and living by possessing and steadfastly adhering to high moral principles. A leader can motivate followers and inspire them to rise above in life. If they want to achieve respect and trust from the followers, they need to be honest and must value integrity. Much of it, leadership that is depends on the technique involved in motivating employee or backstaff, and arranging required sources to accomplish a goal. Honesty is a claim to be one of the crucial elements of great leadership. So my last point is great engineer, great leadership of engineer will follow the five goal. So the first one is the model the path. According to this rule, the leader should explain values and goals honestly to his employee. A leader should set a good example for others and inspire them for being honest. So the second one, inspire a joint vision and aim. An honest leader will make a better future for his organization and employees and enlist them to his people so they can be involved in the decision making process, which motivates them. The third one is challenge the framework and current process. An honest leader search for various new opportunities for his employees and organization. The leader would never fear from taking the risk is newer tender from customers. The fourth one is inspire others to take the reach in their hands and act. Leaders collaborate with customers' needs and mobilize with their teams. Great leaders never retreat from empowering their team members. Last but not least, encourage people's efforts and appreciate them. An honest leader never claims all the success on his own account. A leader recognizes, appreciates, and rewards the contribution along with celebrating the value and success. So, last part is a conclusion. Will engineers serve as a leader? Extremely yes. When an engineer experiences career success, they are often steered in the direction of management. There is a natural push to spread the influence of our best people via management opportunities. Their dream is to transform our most capable engineers into effective leaders. Not only engineer himself can be a good leader, unless with the support and hands of backbone of him in the workplace or his employee. To ensure that their staff can do their best work outstanding, leaders go to extraordinary lengths. When a leader tries to help each team member reach their full potential and improve their abilities over time, productivity and result improve. Good leaders help the company prosper by fostering growth among their employees. Leaders may find it challenging to help team attain its full potential, but communication and inspiration can go a long way to making it happen. Leaders must get to know their entire team, including how each person prefers to work and how they want to be treated. The productivity of a team can be greatly improved by assigning individuals to jobs they enjoy and where are they good at. So thank you, Doctor, from our entire group. Thank you.